It's an ML Sports Take here, brought to you by Batavia Downs Gaming and St. Bonaventure University's online Masters in Journalism. Log on to sbujournalism.com and get started today. We also thank select partner friends of the program, Mark Alberti, Dan Davidson Jr., Dan Davidson Sr., and Matt Motica. Let's take a quick look at St. Bonaventure's depth, right? This has been something that, and somebody came at me after I was doing the UB recap and had mentioned Emakov and the Russian, and I said that they had 27 points off the bench, but then I didn't mention him by name. And somebody said, "What about him?" Folks, sometimes you do recaps and you talk and you're with your audience, and I know the smartness of the Bonaventure people to the point where if I'm going and I say something, but I don't mention someone by name, I certainly know who they are and what they're doing. So, but I wanted to get into the depth, and I was going to do a little bit of a bench piece, here upcoming as we get set, for the rest of the non-con. And this is a huge difference in why they're winning, why they're 9-1, why they're 2-0 away, why they are able to offset a poor game here or there, or a minor injury to a Buddy Simmons, or whatever the case may be. If they're doing a couple of things in the stat sheet that aren't that great, bench players are doing something else to offset it. A couple of guys come in and give you a big spark. Egbunaway, Osasui, they've been great, right? Ermakov, these guys. And Woj, obviously, you have to credit Woj, the staff, Mark, everybody. But, Ilya Ermakov comes from, Russia. And we know that, Lenati has been a big part, of this team in spots as well. Italy, Russia, finding these guys. Egbunaway, to me, it has been such a factor. I mean, a 6'7" long guy who can run the floor at 215. He just adds another depth element, obviously, and this is his third school, obviously, and his last one was Tennessee Tech, right? So he's kind of bounced around as a college basketball nomad, and before Tennessee Tech he was at Little Rock. I mean, okay, right? So these guys have just kind of come in, they've bought into the Bonaventure system, and it's just great to see. The other cool part about the bench players is that they complement the starters in the sense that they're versatile players and they can do a little bit of everything. And I think that's another great part about how this roster has been constructed is, they're deep, they're balanced, but their versatility has really helped. And because you're long in the lineup, like I said before, if a couple guys aren't doing it in the starting lineup, for example, Grahovic, again, playing 10 minutes, 0 points against UB, that's a starter. Those are starter minutes. You're getting nothing out of a starter. Basically, the entire game, you got nothing out of him. Couple steals, a block, 1 rebound, and assist. Okay, but he's a starter. He's one of your 5, supposed to be one of your 5 best players. And then you get Egbunaway coming in. You get Ermakov coming in. 27 points, which really takes care of 2 starting players. But the fact that the other 4 guys were in double figures, the other guys loaded up on rebounds across the board to the tune of, the 4 starters, 25 rebounds. This has been a great, great, fun thing to watch. The bench players, they're like the starters in the sense that they can shoot free throws, that they're highly efficient from the floor. They take good shots. They're smart basketball players. Some of that might come from the international flavor. They attack the rim. They defend mostly well. They pass the ball well. They move without the ball well. You're getting Egbunaway in there with 3 steals against UB, for example. There's just a lot of box score filling that they can do, which either offsets something that starters or one starter didn't do, or it just adds to it. And, again, with Osasui, you throw him into the ball game, and he's a 6'9" guy from Italy at 210. They all come off the bench and they present different looks. Egbunaway is 6'7", 215. Osusui is 6'9", 210 pounds. Put a little bit more weight on, but, they come in and present some different looks. Lunardi comes in, small guard. He's quick, but he reminds you of like a running back who takes the ball and kind of gets lost around the offensive line, and all of a sudden they run through a hole and they're gone. And all of those guys present, a different look, right? You have a 6'5", 190-pound Ermakov coming in, who plays all over the place, right? As a guard who you can kind of play positionless. You can play him stuck at the 2. You can do a lot of different things with these guys. And, against UB, you had 9 players play, and it went from 3 minutes all the way up to 40 minutes for all of these guys. It went 3, 8, 22, and 30 off the bench, respectively, for the 4 in terms of Lunardi, Osusui, and Ermakov, and then Egbunaway. And then, obviously, you're getting, Grahovic with a small 10, but then it was 22, 32, 33, 40, for Charles, 22, 32, 33, 40 for Charles, Mitchell, Bowen, and Simmons. So, bench is rolling. It's a huge part of it. Obviously, when you're 9-1 and you're playing well, your only losses to a Final Four contender in North Carolina, it's never just about one thing. But I think that the bench, and we've seen the Ironman 5 2.0 come through. We've seen some other Schmidt benches where they get real short real early. I mean, it doesn't take until A10 play to go, man, if they need a body or two to come off the bench in like February or March, or a couple of different guys to count on here, who's it going to be? Well, right now, in the A10 is going to be tough, man. I mean, these teams look good. They look tough. They look strong. They look physical. They can score. They can defend. Speaking about St. Bonaventure, I mean, a lot of these mid-major rankings come out, and I think they're absurd mostly, but it is cool to just see Bonnie's on there, of course. You're looking at this and you're going, holy cow, man, these games are going to be they're going to be battles. But the way Bonaventure's set up with their length and their versatility and their depth and their balance and all this, all the other A10 teams are as well. So, going to be a battle. A10 is going to be an absolute battle this season. So just want to get into some of the depth for the Bonnies, which has been so far so great. Mike Lindsley here, ML Sports Take, brought to you by Batavia Downs Gaming, Western OTB, and St. Bonaventure University's online Masters in Journalism. Again, head on over to the website at sbujournalism.com and find out more. Thanks as well to Mark Alberti, Dan Davidson Jr. and Sr., and Matt Motika, partner friends of The Platter. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.